Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about why Playwright is becoming incredibly popular, especially for automation testing. Nowadays, many companies are specifically looking for automation test engineers because manual testing is just too time consuming. For instance, if you had to test a WhatsApp feature manually, like testing voice messages, you would have to send voice notes yourself and check how the app responds step by step. Doing every test manually like that is slow and repetitive. So that's where automation testing comes in. Instead of clicking through everything yourself, you write scripts that do the work for you. In the past, Java with Selenium was the good tool, but now Playwright is often preferred choice. It is faster, more modern, and more companies love it is efficiency. Plus, Playwright uses TypeScript, which is simple language to learn. You don't need to do master complex syntax, just some basics, and you will be ready to automate. Okay, now let's dive in. First, we need to set up our environment. I have already got Visual Studio Code installed from the App Store, and I will show how to create a project. Okay, let's get started. Okay, now go to File, click New Window with Profile. Okay, new profile I am going to create. Here I will provide some name, that is class 1, maybe class 2. Okay, now create, add folder. So instead of where we will, so okay, here we will save, create new folder, class 2. Okay, and create, add this folder. Now go to File, open folder, class 2, open. Okay, first open your terminal in VS Code. So I just open new terminal. Okay, here in VS Code I just open. So first step, we just created profile, right? For class 2 we just created profile. So terminal I have opened. What is the first step? We need to check node is installed or not. Yes, node already I have installed. And npm you need to check npm version. Yes, this also install. If you need I will provide steps. Okay, then now create a project using this command, npm node package manager init y. This is the first command to create project. Okay, project created. So package in package.json they have added all the codes. Okay, what is the next step? Then next install npm install d. What we need to install? Playwright test. Playwright test. Already I have installed. Sorry, Playwright spelling. GH. Playwright test. Okay, added 3 packages. No vulnerabilities. Okay, then npx, that this is node package manager. Now node package execute, npx playwright install, playwright install. Okay, so it will take some time to install. Okay, that's it. Playwright is now installed. Now I am going to create TypeScript file. Here just click and TypeScript, that is sample.ts. TypeScript means .ts is the extension. .js is JavaScript. I am going to create TypeScript file, so I just created. Okay, so we will see some code. Let name equal to, name already somewhere they initialized, so student name. Let student name equal to Nasrin. Okay, and semicolon is required. Let student age equal to 20. Okay, and const also available. Constant student, okay, city equal to Tamil Nadu. See, so what is the difference between let and const? Let means later point we can, this variable holds the name of the student. Okay, later point we can reassign the value. Reassignment is reassignable. Constant means we cannot reassign, not reassignable. Okay, now I'm going to print this. So in console.log student name I am going to print, student age and student city I am going to print. Okay, so how to run this file? I'm just clear this terminal. I will open new terminal. How to execute this file? So two types of execution possible. So to run TypeScript file, we need to install TypeScript support. Okay, that is npm install d, what we need, TypeScript TS node. So it is installing. Okay, then how to run? So npm install TypeScript TS node we install, right? Using this TS node we are going to run npx TS node and file name sample.ts. Okay, this is how we need to compile. You need to see the output, but in terminal I'm not getting the output, so I will convert this TypeScript to JavaScript, then I will run. So this is also possible. If it is not working for me, so I will try with different step. So again I'm going to install npm install the TypeScript already we installed. This is the first step. Okay, then npx tsc we need to use, then file name sample.tx. So TypeScript file, so TS is TypeScript file. We are going to convert this TypeScript file, compile the TypeScript file into JavaScript file. Okay, so that's why we are using npx tsc sample.ts. Sorry, tx I provided ts. So it will create JavaScript file. It created, right? This is the JavaScript file. So using TypeScript tsc, I'm going to compile it with JavaScript file. Then use node file name sample.ts. Using that we will run. So I'm getting output like Nasrin, student age is 20, student city is TN. Okay, so if I need to we will see what is the difference between the 10 constant. Now I'm going to change the value. Student name equal to Nasrin Khan. Instead of Nasrin Khan I have added. So this is possible. Constant student city I'm going to change. Student age also we can change, but student city we cannot change because it is constant, so we cannot modify constant value. Okay, so if I add this line means it will show error. Student city we cannot assign to student city because it is a constant, so we cannot change value. So this is the difference between let and const.